to the broader community, to the church and the broader community, to say whatever we, as far as this Lobola is concerned, whatever we are deciding, let it be for the benefit of this this couple, and not for ourselves. I mean, and for those who have observed and who have been married for a while, I mean, you know that you still have responsibilities to your in-laws even after you have paid Lobola. Because you are still their child. So I think we need to look at it also in that space, that these people will always be part of us. You have cases where some son-in-laws reject to be called son-in-laws in the space. They call themselves customers. I'm not a son-in-law, yeah, I'm a customer, because they sold the person to me because the price is too high.
Why are they looking at it from the point of having something sold to them or someone sold to them?
I mean, the price of having this person, it's like you are going to buy them and you at the shop,
because until you meet that price, you're not getting.
You can't until you can't afford. You need to afford. It boils down to affordability. And when we give those platforms, when we provide platforms like that, then abuse is inevitable. Because most of the times when we react, what we own, we abuse. Because I bought you,
so I own you.
I own you. You are my property. You have to clean after me. You have to wash after me. You have to do all these things.
Isn't that
after
just
me
a person's perspective?
It's just that?
Because you look at it that way, you're going to react or respond to your wife or your marriage in that way. So it's a personal thing, an individual thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, unfortunately, that's the reality out there, where you deal with a lot of abuse because of how this process was mishandled.
Hey, this makes me think. You mentioned using those words, you're making me think of Leah and Rachel. Kind of was it?
Jacob.
Yeah. He wanted Leah, Rachel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you worked 7 years.
Yeah.
And so after the 7 years, the father, who's this, Isaac? Is it Isaac?
Yes.
Yeah. Basically played him. So he basically suffered, right?
Yeah, and he
was mishandled.
Yeah.
So he had to do it again.
Yeah.
And he worked.
No, they gave him the wrong wife, and then.
So that's like
Yeah,
suffering.
yeah.
He suffered.
Yeah, he had to go through.
Again to find the right wife.
Yeah.
Would you look at that and think that equates to the whole idea or context of Lobola?
I wouldn't take that as a spiritual lesson to learn,
or someone who would say, but it's also biblical because of such and such examples in the Bible.
Yeah,
It was a cultural practice.
It was
But cultural practices are not doctrine that God is endorsing to say this is what you
people.
should.
Yeah.
This is what you should do. The Bible was, or the writers would record events, but it's not necessarily moral lessons that we need to take
to draw from that.
Okay, theologians.
And I mean, and that's a necessary question that you are asking, because that's generally that would mostly reflect when we speak about what is biblical. We would say it's recorded in the Bible.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the biblical truth,
Solomon had many wives.
Yes, yeah. So why not? It's biblical. It's there. I mean, yeah. But basically, I think that Mac's response kind of sums it up very well. But I'm just trying to think about the alternative. What is the alternative?
Eloping.
Of
joking.
This. Yeah.
I think families, in the event of coming together, it should not just be just an ideal thing that we're coming together, but really come together like in heart and in harmony, in unity, and see the reality for what it is, and take it upon themselves to say this is, and and like I was saying, the concept or the meaning shouldn't be taken away like altogether,
Yeah.
but let's deal with it on a family basis to be like, this is where our children find themselves. This is what we have, this is what we can help, or this is, we may not have to help, but how can we lighten the load?
Or
I think-
share in the joy would
Oh,
not because the
Yeah.
load makes it feel like this is a load.
Because it
But
does
Yeah.
look like it's also a money making scheme as
Yeah.
well, you know.
Yeah, basically it does. And those are some of the comments
Yeah.
that people make, that this has become a money making
Because
scheme.
even the other way that it's justified is that this is money that is going to be used for the wedding. So we can agree, maybe as a couple, that we may not want to have a wedding now.
Yeah.
So is it necessary for it to be
Yeah.
that much?
Yeah, then
Because-
that's why it becomes the ego of the family than
Yeah.
the
Yeah, because also as a couple or as people who are going to be married, we already need to learn to sacrifice in the sense of living within our means. If I
Yeah.
say that I don't have money, if I say that the economic climate is hectic, why do I want to have a 500,000 rand wedding?
yeah.
But
Sure.
you are saying that things are
It's
are
the
tough.
pressure.
Yeah.
It's the pressure that
Yeah.
comes with the whole practice, but also families as well.
Yeah.
It's a pressure that
And external influences.
Yep.
as well.
that we succumb to. Yes, not just family, but someone had a nice wedding. I want a
that too.
nicer.
Yeah.
You want that.
All the girls in this house have put on the wedding gown,
Yeah.
the white wedding gown.
Yeah, so you can't just go out
Out.
here. All my children,
No.
they must follow suit. And that becomes a serious pressure. But also for me, as an alternative, I mean, without abolishing the practice, if by Lobola we are saying we are celebrating the union of this family, for me, the alternative that I'm thinking about is the one that I once shared when we had this conversation. And on that I said, given our economic climate, we are, if this is an important practice and we see it as something that is important, then let's find a way of going around it. And for me, one of the ways of going around it, as I am thinking, is to say, let's have an agreement. Let's look at, I mean, you take a car with an installment, you take a house with an installment and stuff like that. So why can't we negotiate the same with Lobola? Why can't we say, I will take your daughter and then we get married, I will pay monthly installment towards the Lobola. Yes, a bond you pay for 20 years. If that's an important thing, if that's an important practice, for me, I will negotiate
If
for
it's
that.
not honored, do they repossess?
Huh? No. If it's not, well, because of the technicalities of this, it then boils out to whatever these two people agree. But for me, I'm just presenting that as one of the alternatives to say things are just too expensive. I mean, just these people to be married, they will probably have to get loans, or families have to call uncles and people to contribute towards this. And when it's done, everyone is done. You don't have a cent. So for me, I would say, let's look at it in that way. Let's negotiate. Let me pay monthly installment.
Compromise.
Yeah. Let's pay monthly installment.
I'm interested to hear from Tsepang.
Yeah.
Maybe your view as somebody who will be Lobolad. Receive it, yes.
Yes, receive it. Receive it.
What does an arrangement like this look like to you? If you know that your potential is paying installments for you every month, what are your immediate thoughts?
Installments. What if they just pay the whole thing?
No, let's say, or they're negotiating to go
okay.
into installments.
Like alternatives.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
alternative, yes. Yeah.
I think it's weird because we hear of monthly things when when it comes to objects and not people. So first of all, I think that's just I don't know, it's weird.
Well, when I debit order.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you
Reference.
objectify
Reference.
Wife.
But that's what happens when you objectify things like this.
Yeah. Because can't you just have a conversation of maybe lowering the price, because that's what we've been we've been saying this whole time, that at the end of the day it's about these two people. It's not about the money and the logistics around the whole thing. It's about bringing two people together to multiply and be fruitful.
Sure.
And harvest there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know how it would make me feel weird, but if I were to be in that situation and I really love this man, and if this is what he could do, I would be accepting of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in the case where you guys, finances are joined, and you are in the case where he's not working, and you are the one, would it be an issue if
Now I'm paying for myself.
Yeah.
And I'm paying my family. Hey.
What will that say to you about your family? Because ultimately it's your family
Yeah.
that will agree to the...
I think it's a matter of just having a conversation with my family. Because at the end of the day, why are you so adamant to receiving this money when I'm trying to build a life for myself? It's a tricky subject matter.
Yeah, it is, and it's messy as well. Even just to talk about it, because and also the other challenge with that is, when we are at church, we receive a different reality, but when we have to engage in this conversation, we become a different people altogether. Sometimes, we profess whatever, Christian, holiness, sound, and all of those things. But when we come to this kind of rituals, and this is one of many other rituals that will, funerals and all of those things, we decide differently about this, concerning these matters. I'm not advocating for the abolishment of Lobola, but I'm still saying let's look at the alternatives, but also let's act at the benefit of this this newly established family. Our economic climate, if you don't have a family that cushions you after this kind of decisions, or the family that cushions you, but in terms of support, your marriage for the first few years, it's going to be a serious pain, because you have to endure the pain of paying either, whether it's a loan or you have used whatever means that you've had. You have to literally start from ground zero. That is going to be a serious pain. And I think if we are interested and we are so well invested in this new family, I think let's do whatever that we can to help them. Let's talk about this at church. Let's talk about this at work. Let's have conversations about this. Let's normalize the conversations around it. It's so sensitive that you can't even tell me how much you paid for your wife.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey,
like measuring my pocket.
Yeah, now you are
ability.
measuring my pocket and my ability to and inability to.
Even when somebody didn't finish, they can't say, "Oh, I know I'm still.
Yeah.
I still need to finish off."
It become a thing of pride as well.
Yeah.
Say, for me it was 100. And you want to be hailed for being able to pay 100 for what you love, and because that's generally would be the statement. You will do whatever it takes for what you love.
Yeah.
Really?
Loan sharks involved.
Yes. Loan sharks. They knock at your doors.
It's quite tricky.
I think let's have more conversations. What's your view on this conversation around Lobola, In and outside church, what's your take on this? Or what are some of the alternatives that you can think for? Are you for or against? If you are for, why? If you are against, also we would like to know why do you oppose? If you have any experiences along the subject, other people are experienced negotiators. Everyone call them to negotiate these things. Would like to have an experienced negotiator as well here,
Yeah.
that we navigate this and ask also all the other crucial questions. I don't know. That's it from me. I don't know. Minister, Pastor Mike?
Oh,
Yeah, just that engage us, we want to talk to you guys, you
Yeah.
know? We don't want to just talk to ourselves.
Yeah.
We are a community. As much as, we're sitting here and just talking, but we want you guys to talk back to us.
Yeah, sure.
So that we are enlightened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. Yes, thank you very much once more for joining, for engaging. We hope that you grabbed a thing or two, or you have started to think differently, or even challenging your own foundations as far as this conversation is concerned. So from the three of us, remain plugged.
Ciao.
Ciao.